This is Megadad's Live episode 116. On today's show, we're going to be talking all about Assassin's Creed Mirage, more Marvel hints from Insomniac, we're going to have super positives, and we're going to be talking about Will and his adventures watching dogs hump on a farm. That's what our show is.
I sound like shit every episode. That's my other feedback. I don't know why.
What was the other feedback?
I sound like shit every episode.
In what way?
My audio. I don't know. Just listen to it. It sounds like I'm going like this. That's how.
To be fair, you do that.
I mean, you deep throat your mic like every other episode. That might have something to do with it. Megadad's Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go! How is Will? How is life back in the real world?
Where were you? I don't know. I missed this. Did you tell me?
I was picturing like the Evil Dead cabin.
Oh, you went camping?
I think the Evil Dead cabin would have been nicer. Yeah, it wasn't great.
You went camping?
No.
You broke down.
Liz's dad came down and he rented the. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's
sure.
Fine.
Wink,
I don't.
Wink. It's fine.
He's fine.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, whatever. And he had told us that he had rented this cabin. Cabin was definitely overselling it.
How many rooms? One room, right? It was one room.
Four. 4 of them. And one of those is a bathroom.
/ kitchen. So it didn't go too well. The amenities were lackluster.
It wasn't for me.
So my dad had a friend and he's like, oh, he has this house. Let's go stay there, save a buck. I think it was like near Galena or Wisconsin, some shit. So we go and we park the car and we're like, this looks a little weird. Like the front lawn is like just dirt and like, they're like, he's just building the house or whatever. We walk in, there's no drywall. It's just metal beams. You can see from the front door all the way out to the back of the house. And then there were steps, but it was just the wood of it, like wood steps.
It's just the bones of
the down to the studs.
And there was a second floor where we slept, and there was there were no railings, like it was just like the frame of the house. And there wasn't
just break into a construction site.
Dude, my mom was pissed because she's all like, "You brought us out here. You said that like whatever, like you're so cheap, blah blah blah." But this house there was an animal inside, and it would go. I think it was.
Wait, hang on. Was it supposed to be there?
No.
Okay, go on.
So we're trying to make the best of it. After a while, they had we had brought a Monopoly board. We just after a while, because it was cold.
We tried to make the best of it. We brought Monopoly.
There was no insulation.
We have very different definitions.
It was like no insulation, so it was cold as shit. So we're like playing games, and all of a sudden, we all see it at the same time. It just goes and knocks over a paper or whatever, and we're all freaking out. And it was just it was in there, and we slept like that because we couldn't get it. So we were upstairs, and we just knew that fucker was down there. And we were just like a standoff, and we left the next morning, and
This is just the part of the movie where everyone says, "Get out of the house."
Isn't it crazy, dude? Well,
get out of the house.
What were you there for?
My dad was like, "Oh, we're gonna go on vacation. We're gonna stay at my friend's house. He built a nice house up there." Did not tell my mom or us that it was under construction. There was no drywall.
No, I would say
exposed
it's worse
wires,
than that.
dude.
He said built. He used the past tense.
There was
just a lie.
There was nothing in there. It was just the beams, and you could see the electrical wires just straight there. My mom was so pissed. And it was like, oh my God. It was dangerous as fuck, dude. It was great.
That
Good
sounds
times.
like a great HGTV show.
Yeah. It could happen. Well, how your house survival? Like, how long could you live in this
Yeah.
ransacked house?
You got all these yuppie assholes in their tiny houses. Now the new thing is going to be unfinished house.
Okay. So this cabin that my father-in-law rented, that's a nice way to put it. It turns out he said it was, the owner had a farm, they live out in the middle of nowhere. It's not a whatever. Get there, their house, the people who own the property, their house was like immediately next door to this shack that he had rented.
Oh no.
And there are just dogs and chickens and turkeys all over the property doing whatever they please.
You're on their territory.
Yeah. And then, I'm like, that's not a great start. So get inside, find the room where my wife and I will be sleeping. The closet with like its little like pull door of like the kind of folding, like you pull it apart and then it closes back up. It had a closet like that, but the closet just had a toilet and a sink in it.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
A closet toilet.
And like the toilet was so close to the wall that you had to like shit at an angle. You had to like kind of go side saddle on this stupid thing.
Oh, I've never done that. What's that like?
It's not great. It's got cheap ass flooring in it. There are at least 3 just cavernous holes underneath it, and the flooring is the only thing between me and oblivion. In at least 3 different places. None of them were in the room where I was sleeping, thank God. So it's like, okay, I'll walk around a little bit. And, they gave us permission. It's like all the dogs are cool. You can pet the dogs. That psychs me out. I like dogs. There are these 2. Their job, I guess, is to watch the chickens. They are both big, the big white fluffy ones.
Oh.
Starts with a P. Fuck, I knew it a minute ago.
Pomegranate.
Yeah, these 2 big pomeranians. Those are too small. But anyway, they're big dogs.
2 pickle huffers.
Let me finish the story. And then, they jump up on the little fence and, you can pet them, scratch them behind the ears and, tell them they're good dog stuff. Yeah. So I pet this dog and there's another one in there and they're not interested in what I'm selling, which like, whatever, I'll pet this dog. So I finish, I step back. The dog I just pet goes over to the other dog and just starts ramming him. Just starts ramming his ass. This dog just starts going to town on this other dog.
Holy shit.
The other dog is just taking it. I'm like, what? Why?
Down on the farm? Oh
yeah.
My God.
So like, I pet a dog and then the dog did a crime, or at the very least a sin, and I had to watch that happen.
Was this all in the closet?
No. This was thankfully not in the closet. One of these dogs would not have fit in the bathroom closet. The closet bathroom.
Sorry.
The closet bathroom.
Oh my god, this is great.
And like, and I just hear from like, I guess off to my left somewhere where farm work is done. I'm like, yeah, they do that. Like, okay.
Don't worry,
so
that's
now
normal.
Wait,
it's normal. It's fine.
The farm person's like watching them smoking a cigarette, watching you.
Probably watching me.
Oh my god, this is.
And then I guess
this is
can
foul.
tell at a distance from my body language that I'm taken aback by what happens. What has just happened.
But also like a car crash, you slow down and focus
a little bit. And it's like, yeah, that happens.
We don't want to make any sudden movements and ruin the mood.
Oh wow. That sounds like a time and a half.
You guys have the best vacations.
And then,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a rough and awkward week.
I feel queasy now, and I'm not sure if it was from that story. Probably. Quick get to know you question, okay? The people want to get to know us, and I think this question speaks to your sense of joy, okay, in your life. I am so excited about Halloween, which is tomorrow. However, the Christmas decorations in this house go up day after. We keep our Christmas decorations up from the day after Halloween.
Day after Halloween?
Day after Halloween, November 1st, to Valentine's Day. Week of Valentine's Day, right after Valentine's Day, it's coming down. That's how we roll. When do you do your Christmas decorations? How soon? How long do you do it? What's the Christmas decoration schedule in your house?
Okay. I've only had them up until Valentine's Day one time.
By accident?
I guess you could say by accident. It was just being a lazy piece of shit, in an apartment. But no, it's usually up in that first week of November. I'm not a Thanksgiving person. Just
that's
brush
right.
the whole
I
thing
remember
up.
that about you.
They go up that first week of November.
Yep. Okay. See?
Whenever's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And they come down after New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
They come down in January.
It's pretty good. Standard fare. I like that it goes up early. Well before Thanksgiving. Adam, you're a curmudgeon. It goes up the day before Christmas. It comes down
It's up
fucking
for 5
midnight.
minutes. We will be either immediately before Thanksgiving or immediately after, depending on if we are in town or not for that holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So in our family, we rotate Thanksgivings. One year we do it here in Minnesota. One year we do it at my wife's family's in Wisconsin. And this year we'll be going to Wisconsin, so the Christmas decorations will be going up before we leave for Thanksgiving. They will stay up typically right up until New Year's.
Nice.
My wife is like, I don't know, she gets a major bug up her ass about it's done. Christmas is done.
Bringing them
and
down.
She just tears that shit down. And I don't argue because 9 times out of 10,
She'll
I don't
kill
even
you.
have to help her do it. She just does it.
Oh.
So I'm like, go
It
for
bothers
it.
her so much
Mm-hmm.
that it has to come down right away.
Mhm.
I'll tell you what I respect.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of putting it up before you leave for Thanksgiving, because you're not going to want to after.
No.
There's like a day or two's recovery from that nonsense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Mhm.
Some people are like that. Like, you can't have it up after New Year's Day. Like, they just come down. We dabbled with the idea of keeping it up year round because we love the joy of Christmas lights and all of that. But no, I think we have to have
more-
limits. You have to have some
there's-
self-control. You know what I
that's
mean?
the only guaranteed way to suck all the joy and stuff out of it.
Exactly.
Is to have
It
it
still has to be special. So only a quarter year. That's where we're at.
I worked with somebody who she had a Christmas tree up. It never came down. And so during COVID and everything, when we would do Zoom calls for work, if she'd have her tree up in the background, it'd be fucking July. And I'm just like, what?
Did the decorations change per season?
Yeah, you have to.
Not that I ever saw.
Okay.
Not that I ever
Oh,
saw.
dude, that's
it was
just
just
weird.
this fucking tree was just stagnant. It was just always there.
You got to talk
Crazy
to
stuff.
someone.
Yeah, they might need help.
And it's a real tree. It's all just like a.
And she was
Pear tree
Jewish.
now.
It's super.
I'm just kidding. Hey everyone, it's Adam here from Megadads to tell you all about Zencastr. You know, I've been podcasting here at Megadads for almost 10 years. And after fumbling around and struggling with other programs and platforms, I'm happy to say that the team has settled right here with Zencastr to record all of our podcasts. Zencastr is incredibly easy to set up and use right out of the gate. You can get going with podcasts that have studio quality sound as well as high fidelity video for everyone on your podcast. And with built-in multi-track recording, your post-production work is going to go off without a hitch. That multi-track recording is essential. It is the number one thing that you need for your podcast recording and editing. If you want to do it right, you got to do it with Zencastr. And with a suite of tools, your post-production work is going to be so easy. You can take out awkward pauses. You can adjust your recording levels on all of your multi-tracks. You can take out that pesky background sound, all with the click of a button. It's incredibly easy to use. We use Zencastr for everything here at Megadads, from recording our episodes of Megadads Live, having team meetings. Even this advertisement right here is created with Zencastr. I honestly don't know why you'd use anything else. Isn't that right, Mabel? See? Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use the code Megadads. This is important now. Use the code Megadads. You're going to get 30% off of your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience that I do for all your podcasting and content creation needs. It's time to share your story. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use that code Megadads. You think you can make a better podcast than me? Place to start is Zencastr. All right. Before we talk about games, let's do our
Megadad's being super positive.
We're going to talk about the things that are bringing us joy to our lives outside the world of games. I'm going to go first. And I am just really excited that my kids are getting older. Like I am firmly
You'll be rid of them soon, Adam.
I'm firmly out of that phase where they're like too young to understand shit, right? Like I can properly shame them now and like give them side eye to get my point across. Like I don't have to be direct anymore. I am a person that likes and appreciates nuance. So like when my kids do something stupid, all I gotta do is like, and they get it. My daughter just turned 6, just a couple days ago, and like, I don't know. I had this realization, like, I mean, everybody has that moment of like, oh my God, they're growing up so fast. But like, it kind of dawned on me that my kids like understand how to communicate now. My son, who's 9, is like a total wise ass. My daughter, my daughter is like really picking up on shit. They're both funny. Like they're both funny people. And it's just, it's more fun to communicate with them now that they're getting older because it's not so black and white anymore, right? Like you can just like jab back and forth with the kids now. And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I'm really appreciating this time in their lives where just being around them is like, it's just fucking entertaining. It's so entertaining.
Your son's very articulate. He talks about games. He's having a good time. Your daughter just does not respect you like at all.
At all.
It's kind of hilarious, and I look up to her in many ways. But you know, I know exactly what you mean. They say the darndest things, and then all of a sudden you can communicate it with them on a whole different level. And they're just right there with you. You're letting them watch R-rated movies and all that stuff. There's no like filters or anything like that. I mean, you swear like a sailor on this show. They're right there. Hi.
Just overnight, it's like somebody flips a switch, and all of a sudden, it's a house full of smartasses. And anybody who listens to this show knows that I appreciate that. Antonio, what's your super positive?
Similarly, my daughter is blowing us away with her intellect. So it's gotten to the point where, you know how like when you're trying to keep something away from your kids, you'll spell it. So it's like, oh, should we let her stay home from SCHOOL?
How do you spell heroin?
Should we commit her to REHAB? It's like, so it got to the point where, you know, we're just talking and trying not to like give in to her for just like crying and just like, should we just let her have a COOKIE? She's like, I want to cook it. She knew exactly what I was saying. So she's learned all the important words, like, present, like all these things, like all
present, cookie, hangover.
I cannot spell things anymore, and I don't know. So we know a little bit of Spanish, so we're speaking like broken Spanish to each other. And,
okay.
Last night she goes, "Buenas noches," and I'm just like, "Oh my god, who the fuck is teaching you Spanish?" I was
stupid.
Well, I didn't know. Like, so
that's so fun. Those first couple times when they pick up on something, and you're like, "Do they know?"
Oh, they fucking know. It's scary.
Yeah, you get there, but like those first couple times, you're like, "Do you know, or is that just a good guess?"
Oh my god, she has context clues like down. Like,
right, yeah.
She understands everything. So it's hard because you need to keep some stuff away from your kids for a while, you know what I mean? Like SANTA, you know what I'm saying? We have parents listening to their kids, the bad parents that let their kids listen in on this. So when you're talking about SANTA and all that, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be real SEQRT.
You're confusing me now. This is too much spelling. Too much.
Yeah, now I know that when you said you can't spell anymore, you meant that literally. It wasn't necessarily.
You cannot spell.
IREDGUD.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt on that one.
Will, what's your super positive?
Wife's going to be upset about this. My son, has started making D's nuts jokes.
Nice. Oh my god, are they good?
Yeah. They're good. He finds like the weird. He did it once and like was like, I wasn't supposed to do that. And then she was like taken aback and I died. I just started laughing. And then he took that as the green flag.
Right. Yeah.
Go. It's open season. I'm not sorry. Humor is humor. It works for me.
Oh, yeah. I could go for a good D's nuts joke at least once a day.
Oh my god, yeah. And I mean, there was a point where it's like, you gotta like no more than like 3 a day, guy. All right.
You have
like,
to wield that power. Like,
at that point, it's like,
and
with great power.
Restraint.
Yeah.
Great responsibility.
Right. It's like you need some filler material, if you're going to do this.
All right. I'm going to talk about Assassin's Creed Mirage.
I can't believe you played this.
Last month, Antonio asked me if I was going to nut over this game, and I said I was. I did receive a code from Ubisoft for Assassin's Creed Mirage. It is the 13th mainline entry in the Assassin's Creed series. 13th. And so I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game properly since 3. I played Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed
we talked about that.
Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations, and then I played a little bit of 3, and I said, this is horseshit, and I bounced off the series. And so it's been a long time. That was Xbox 360 era. And along comes Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is, again, the 13th entry in a series that has done everything and gone everywhere, and they're like, so Assassin's Creed, what do you got new for me? And they're like, nothing. and you're like, hey, so is this gonna be like that last? And they're like, no, it's not gonna be like that last Assassin's Creed. It's gonna be like that first Assassin's Creed. So the whole conceit of Mirage is they're stepping far away from the giant 500-hour RPG that Valhalla and Origins and Odyssey were. And it's going to be a scaled back, streamlined Assassin's Creed game, more like that original trilogy era kind of game.
I'll just butt in real quick. They keep saying they're going back to like that first game and stuff. That always scared me because that game wasn't very good.
The first game was not good.
The first game was not good.
The first game was not
like
good.
2 and 3 when it like got started.
No, it was 2. 2 was when
great.
it was good, and then it went bad on 3 again.
When they entered the Ezio era, it was really good, and when they exited the Ezio era, it was done. As far as my perspective is, that's where my enjoyment ended.
I think it's more of a mixed bag after that, but
it very well could be. But I was just like, once I got out of it, Assassin's Creed is so steeped in lore, right? Like, it is just so steeped in lore that once I got out, I was kind of nervous to even try to go back in, especially once I heard that these games were like 500 freaking hour RPG, never ending extravaganzas. Like, I cannot do that. So when Ubisoft came out and made it a point of reference that this game is going to be like a 12-hour action adventure game, I said, okay. Let me try to ease myself back into Assassin's Creed and see what I've been missing. And this game it's unabashedly just going back to that old formula. Very scaled back. It goes back to the Middle East, so like the environment is very similar to the original Assassin's Creed game. Everything looks very familiar. I'll talk about some of the things that I don't like. And one of those is a big deal for me. It's the story. The storyline in this game is very muddled. It is very hard to follow. And it steps completely away from what I liked about Assassin's Creed, which is that blend of old world and new world, and how do the events of the past affect what is happening in the present and in the future timeline. And it's supposed to be like there's this whole mythology, and all these things happened long ago that are affecting that current running storyline. That's what I loved about Assassin's Creed. I've played this game for about 8 hours or so.
It was the sci-fi aspect that like kept you hooked instead of it just being another old school night game.
It was an interruption between doing the Assassin's Creed part, and then at the end it'd be like, the piece of Eden was in the glove compartment. I see.
To me, the whole point of it was the reason we were going to the past was to learn about the threat in the present, right?
Yep.
And to try to learn about how what Ezio and Altair did affected that story that has progressed through the eras. I've played about 8 hours of this game, and they not once have left Baghdad in whatever the hell time period this is. They haven't even alluded to the fact that there is something beyond, which I am not a fan of. To me, it's just another assassin. It's just another dude doing shadowy shit, fighting the Hidden Order, which has been done in literally every single Assassin's Creed game ever, right? That being said, I like the gameplay. I like the fact that it kind of leans into an older style of gameplay. Like it feels old, but it feels old in like a charming way. They kind of strip away all the RPG elements and all the progression stuff, so it's very much just like it's got skill trees and weapons that you can unlock and things like that. But it's just a straightforward action adventure game with a lot of cool stealth.
They did the stealth right then. You feel like that was well done.
Well, and here's the other
were
part.
Always like high and low. When they were great, they were fun. Like stab somebody and just like sit them down. Like that shit was fucking
It's
dope.
all really cool. You do all sorts of really cool stuff where you can, approach how you're gonna sneak into a compound. Like there's multiple ways to get in. Kind of Hitman-esque, you can go through the side door, or you can find an underground entrance, and there's like lots of ways to find your target. You do it your way. The problem is, and it's hard to look at this game in a bubble, right? It exists amongst all of the other great games that are out right now. I started Assassin's Creed Mirage, and then I shelved it and played Spider-Man 2. Guess what game does stealth better? Guess what game does combat better? Guess what game does open world better? Guess what game does story better? So like, I was really enjoying my time with Assassin's Creed, and it is a good game. It is a good game. And then I played Spider-Man 2, which is just about as fucking good of an open world story-based action adventure game as you can get, right? So now that I'm coming back to Assassin's Creed Mirage to wrap up my time with it, I just can't not see other games that do it better. Yeah. And so like this game is all about the parkour, right? And you're like running around and jumping off of rooftops and wall running, and it's like all this shit that you can do in Spider-Man that works flawlessly. And in Assassin's Creed, I'm always grabbing the wrong ledge and I'm always jumping the wrong way. And it feels just like Assassin's Creed always did. I always had that same problem with Assassin's Creed where I wanted to do the really cool parkour stuff, and I'd end up humping a palm tree trying to scale a wall, right? You know what I'm talking about? And it's like, I don't know. It's good. It really is good. It's a lot of fun, but it feels very double A in today's high-class AAA environment.
Well, fortunately, it's a Ubisoft game, so it'll be $10 by Christmas.
It will. It is absolutely worth that.
$10.
Well, I mean, it's worth
a Ubisoft game. They always slash those things way down.
It will be
worth $9.99.
It's a good game. I would say it's a great game. There's a lot that it does well. The world is really cool. The world building is really awesome. There's some very interesting hidden areas. There's never anything cooler than scaling like the biggest temple in the city, and then you get that swirl around as the eagle. You know, all that really cool Assassin's Creed stuff is here. It's just not that polished experience that I'm getting from so many other areas.
Climbing the building, like scaling and the parkour thing was fucking awesome in those games. It never got old.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some really interesting things where you get some cool devices. Like you can get a blow dart that has, or no, it's one of your throwing knives that has like an acid tip to it. So you can throw your throwing knife at a dude from around a corner, and it'll like disintegrate his body.
Oh my god, that's dope.
Which is really cool, right? Like, because that's part of it is like if you kill a guy, and then somebody stumbles upon, and then all of a sudden hell rains down on you. So there's, you know, it's got a lot of cool tricks to it, but none of it is new. And I am a guy that appreciates old school gaming. So I find a lot of charm in the fact that this game's just like, fuck it, man. We're like a 15-year-old Assassin's Creed that looks like a modern game. I do appreciate that, but it's not a revelation. It's not a step forward for the series in any real meaningful way. It's just a good one of those
again. I didn't know that they had that type of chemical knowledge in Baghdad that, you know, way back then.
And, you know, I haven't finished the game, but like they do things within it that allude to the fact that you're in the Animus. The Animus is the device that sends you back in time and relive the lives of your ancestors. And so there are parts of the game where you're running around and you see like glitches in the Animus.
Oh yeah.
And then the loading screen is still you like booting into the Animus. But at no point has this game attempted to fucking explain what that is. And I just, it bothers me. Like I really want, it's not giving me what kind of disappointed me with Assassin's Creed in the when I jumped off, where it's just like, I loved those two concurrent stories that were moving in parallel. This is steeped 100% in the past, and that's kind of a bummer for me.
I think it would have done better had it been its own project from the start instead of a DLC that grew into this.
Just Assassin's Creed in general, you're talking about?
No, like this game specifically. This started out as a DLC for Valhalla.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
And it kind of spun up into its own thing. I don't know. I feel like some of your complaints could have been fixed if they would have just started with new thing, but I don't know.
So I'm never gonna play this game. It sounds generic as fuck. So I don't want to shit on something I have not played myself. So I'll preface that by saying to take this opinion with all the salt, the grains of salt. That sounds fucking boring. And I loved Odyssey for the relatable character and the combat and the RPG elements that was. The world was too big. However, had that been a tighter experience, I think that would have been the peak of the formula. There were like amazing combat animations. I did like the weapon system, even though it started to get into the numbers and higher numbers and rarity and stuff, but I enjoyed it. And the character was just top notch. The writing was just so solid where I cared about all these side missions, and it was, fully voice acted in a way that it was really well done. And it kept pulling me and pulling me and pulling me. And I loved my time with it. And then Valhalla happened and fucked it all up in such a way that they thought, oh, all of this shit we've done is terrible. No, you didn't get the right fucking memo. You listened to the Flame, edgelord, whatever the fuck they want to call it, and the people who were like, this fucking sucks, all we wanted was the first game. Like, you don't listen to those people. Keep the good and take away the bad. That's how you make a good recipe. You don't just throw the whole fucking thing out and make the first thing you ever made again.
And I think
get the fuck out of here.
I think there's a world in which, Ubisoft is big enough and they release a game every fucking year. I think there's a world in which both of those can exist, and maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they rotate a big RPG with one of these smaller things. But this is just, and I feel bad because I am enjoying it. I'm currently playing it, and I do enjoy it. But you're not wrong. There's a lot of vanilla here. The storyline exists just to get you to the next mission. Like, I will watch a 2-minute cutscene and then immediately go into the menu to find out what my purpose is on this next mission. Because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about or why they want me to do what I'm doing. So I just need the icon to point me to where I have to go kill more bad guys. So yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Not how man is supposed to live.
Wolverine and Daredevil have been teased by the creative director of Spider-Man, Brian Intihar, during a recent IGN interview. If you guys, everybody knows that Insomniac is making a Wolverine game, right?
Right.
But apparently there is a little bit of rumblings that there might be something coming along with Daredevil. Daredevil, of course, lives in Hell's Kitchen,
Pineapple Under the Sea,
which is a part of New York City. And the Spider-Man game has all sorts of Easter eggs and secrets of all sorts of different characters. You can go to Doctor Strange's house. You can go to the Wakanda embassy.
Sweet.
And one of the places in the original games that you could go was the law offices of Matt Murdock. And that building is still there in the new Spider-Man 2 game. However, the nameplate has been taken off. And he was asked about this in an interview with IGN. And he did one of those little teasy things. Oh, good catch, you guys. Stay tuned. There might be more coming. Daredevil is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I loved this character when I was a kid. I thought that Netflix series was just freaking outstanding.
It was great.
The prospect of Insomniac doing more with Marvel is very exciting because they've shown their pedigree that they can do not just great action but like great storytelling with these characters. I'm so excited to see what they do in the X-Men universe. Wolverine is like my most anticipated game right now. The idea of them doing Daredevil is like, I'm very excited about this. Are you guys Marvel fans? We don't really ever talk about that. You guys enjoy this stuff?
I burned out on Marvel a long time ago.
Like
I'm still-
pre-movie stuff or during the movie stuff? Or?
During the movie stuff.
Okay.
And I'm still very much in support of Spider-Man. Still love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been my favorite forever. So, he's grandfathered in Spider-Man. We're chums. I read that you put this on here, and I'm like, as long as this isn't all they do.
Insomniac.
As long as they don't just become the Marvel game studio. Because I'll burn out on that shit too.
Well, it's interesting because is it EA that's doing Iron Man? Right, there's an Iron Man game in development.
I
right
didn't
now.
know that. I did not
That's
hear
by
about that.
Yeah, that's
Motive
right,
Studios, the guy that did the Dead Space.
Really?
The Dead Space remake. Yep, they're doing Iron Man.
I've
I
been
feel like
playing
there's
that.
something. Oh yeah, there's like a Black Panther Captain America game coming from.
Where do you hear all this shit? I am not tuned into the right news sources. Wow.
But
the Iron
those
Man
are
I
all
remember
being-
hearing about, but not the others.
Yeah, they're all being done by different developers. So
Right.
what I find so curious is that obviously Insomniac is a PlayStation studio. A Spider-Man is a PlayStation exclusive. Wolverine is a PlayStation exclusive. How wide can they even cast that net? Because Marvel is everything, right? There's Marvel is infinite. There's so much shit they can do with Marvel. I'm very curious how much of that gets locked down.
what happened with the Spider-Man license? That they got it back. It was Fox, and then they were trying to get it back to Disney with all the other characters, right? Did that happen?
Oh no, the
That-
movie shit? That was Sony owned.
Yeah,
the Spider-Man
Sony
stuff.
owns the Spider-Man rights.
So who owns it now?
Still Sony.
I think it's still
but
Sony. They just
plays
work together.
ball.
To make,
What?
Yeah,
they
Sony
play.
plays
They
ball
play
with
nice
Disney.
to put Tom Holland in Avengers movies,
Exactly.
Okay.
while they sit there and make Venom films and
And Craven.
That's
Vampire
That's
one.
a shame. I need to tell you that Marvel stuff is dope, and fuck it, just do more superhero shit. Good story, great excuse to do fun things in a gaming world, and everybody loved this shit before, so you have the nostalgia factor, and there's so much content to make games from. Every fucking superhero has a billion fucking arch nemesis, and just do it right. Just like Spider-Man, and more characters deserve the Spider-Man treatment, which is very much well done, but other characters. Do it. Fuck it. Do it. I'm
Well,
not
Will,
As
burned out
long
on
as
Marvel.
they can stay.
As long as they can do it right. Yeah, sure.
As long as they can do something to make it unique or special or great.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
And Insomniac, I'm not worried about that. But I would be super bummed out if Insomniac just started churning out Marvel titles. That would bum me right the fuck out.
Well, and you've got a valid point. Is these games take 5-6 years to make.
you know.
Insomniac is really good at rotating projects and having their team focus on multiple things at once, but
they'd have to grow and
they would have to grow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not a
exactly.
recipe for success, by the way.
I mean,
It's
they're
super
already way bigger than I thought they were because we got a damn good Ratchet and Clank in between all these Spider-Man games. These 3 Spider-Man projects.
I will say that after playing Miles Morales, which was a shorter, more condensed
Mm-hmm.
experience, I would absolutely be down for smaller games in the Marvel universe.
absolutely.
They don't all have
Yeah.
to be as big as a Spider-Man or a Spider-Man
Right.
2.
That would be a
Give-
smart move.
Yeah, give me
that'd be great.
give me an 8-hour Daredevil game. Turn that around in 4 years. I'd be
Yeah,
more than
totally.
happy with that.
Fuck you. 4 years for 8 hours. Jesus. All right. But
Yeah,
no.
it's almost like making games is hard.
I don't know. But so I put in a poll recently without knowing any of this stuff. That what would you want to see next in the Megadads Discord? Join in on the conversation, everyone. A poll: which superheroes should come next? And it was like Fantastic Four done right, or Daredevil, or whatever. So yeah, Daredevil is pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to what they do next with the superhero stuff. I'm not burned out yet, but I haven't seen every single show and movie that's come out.
Yeah.
I've seen the good ones. I've seen Loki, the Winter Soldier, Falcon or whatever was pretty bad, but I think that there is very good characters and very good stories to tell, and the action's always dope. So I don't know what people are complaining about. It's not reaching the heights that it once reached, but I mean, come on. Like, people act way too much like Marvel's putting out trash, and it's not. It's just they ruined us. That Infinity War shit was fucking amazing, and it's like we're never gonna hit that same high again. Like, sorry.
Well, okay, I'll talk about my thing. When they started out, and I was still super on board with all these Marvel films and things, they were good individual films that did tie back to each other on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessary. They were still kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, this could still go bad. Now everything just feels too interwoven, where I feel like if I go see it, like, 1, I need to watch everything leading to that point. And 2, like, I may not even get resolution on some stuff unless I go see this other character's movie.
That's fair.
That's a bad thing. I like that.
It's a lot of content. It's I was talking about with Assassin's Creed. Like, that's just like a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah,
on somebody's plate.
It is.
If it can't stand well enough on its own, then it's not built well. Like, it shouldn't need other pieces to hold it up.
Good point. No, I get it.
Is my thing. And the understanding now is that the other pieces will be around, so it's like they're designed to be load bearing, and it works like it's a system where everything is holding up everything else, and it's like I don't have time for this.
I just want to watch a movie.
Okay.
But now I can just do that because I can just watch the Spider-Verse movies instead and just be okay.
There you go. Will, what's your caboose?
It doesn't feel the most seasonally appropriate yet, but I don't think we've taken the time to gush about it on this podcast, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem's really fucking good.
Is it? I haven't seen it.
I shit you not.
I need to see it.
For me, 10 out of 10 no notes.
Really? Seth Rogen.
Good.
Seth Rogen.
Good.
Seth Rogen as, I guess, producer, money guy, helps to write.
Pretty sure
I think he understands Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles more than anyone who's had the reins, perhaps ever, since like the guys who came up with it in the first place. Mm-hmm. As far he's a small part in the movie, but
really,
yeah, no, it's so good. It's so good, and like, it's a movie that I would never imagine in like 100 years would come out of this franchise. The emphasis is on the teenage part of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The people, the movie, it's so visually interesting. Like, the people are fucking hideous. They're fucking hideous. But it works. Everything works. It's so good. And like, I don't know, it's got the inevitable tease in the credits for, the next one.
Nice. Get it.
I did in the living room, like, scream, "Oh shit!"
I have to see this.
Oh shit!
This is my next watch. Like, I had heard mixed things, but I wanted to like it. You posted
anyone who gave you mixed opinions, kick them in the testicles.
Yeah,
they're wrong.
Adam spread them.
The everything is a risk, and they all work. The big combat scenes don't have combat scene music.
Ooh.
And they're better for it. Like, it's fucking great. It's so goddamn good.
I think you
Jackie
posted
Chan kills it as Splinter.
He does.
I think you posted one time in the Megadad's Discord. Join to get in on the conversation. You posted the soundtrack for the movie. One of the the songs is called Sexy Train by the Northern Boys. You need to listen to Sexy Train by the Northern Boys, and then you need to also watch Pete and Bass. It's all on a YouTube channel. If you also Google Sindhu World, SINDHU World, you will have a great time.
Yeah,
this music is fantastic.
I know it's not like a new movie or anything, but you can stream it now. It's on Paramount. It's so fucking good. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and just watch it.
Oh my, listen to me, Adam. You have to listen to this song. I'm giving it to you in the chat. I'm gonna keep going.
It's from the movie. I've seen it. I've seen the movie multiple times.
Yeah, but I don't. There's no way they played this during the movie. It has to be some type of like interlude music thing.
All right.
They could not
along with
do
the app that's gonna help me sleep through the night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Mega Dads Live. I just want to say it's been a blast talking with you guys, staying up late. We usually do this in the morning. Poured myself a nice drink, emptied out the glass. Make sure that you are subscribed to youtube.com/megadads because tomorrow is Extra Life Day. So we are going to be playing games all day long over on youtube.com/megadads, raising money for kids. Having a good time. I'm putting the ball pit back in the living room. We're going to have our Megadads rock concert. So we want you watching along. Make sure you're subscribed. Antonio wants you to be a part of the Discord. Antonio, how do they do that?
We used to point people toward the Twitter. So
that doesn't exist anymore.
Why don't you tell me? Because I don't fucking know. I don't know how to get people there anymore. I was always like, go to the Twitter, the fucking links in the.
All right, you gotta go. You go to 5th and Lincoln. There's a guy named Steve on the corner. Now, the Steve with the glasses, the Steve without them or with sunglasses, don't talk to him.
That's a cop.
He's gonna get you in prison.
Yeah.
That is a policeman.
He'll point you over to Sergio, who's gonna let you in the alley.
Yeah. You gotta talk to Cool Steve.
Then you gotta give somebody a HJ real quick, and that'll let you in the door.
Or it's in the fucking description of
How
the
do we
video
get
here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or maybe it's in the description.
It's in the description
link
of the
there.
video on YouTube. I forgot that you put it there. My bad.
It's late. I gotta go to bed.
Leave a comment. Say something.
Leave a comment,
shitty.
like, subscribe, follow us on Discord, follow us on all the things. Follow Will around. in
Social
his
media is
creepy
a fucking
shack
land
that he goes to.
wasteland.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's it. Oh my god.
Bye.
Bye.
Good job.